What's going on, sports fans? It's Josh Williams back again with another episode from the crib. You guys are going to have to get used to this for at least the foreseeable future till November. But let me go ahead and try and get Dave on here as quick as we can. We know that this little situation with IG. Let's see. Let's see how quick we can get Dave on here today. If you're tapping in, shoot me some questions. We're talking NFL, a little bit of tennis at the beginning of the show, a little bit of tennis, a little bit of sports news, but mostly NFL heavy today. So tap in. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the Chiefs Ravens last night. That was crazy. I'm going to see if I can still get Dave in here. All right. Okay. We've been invited. All right. Let's see here. It is all right. That was quicker than normal this time. Dave, I love your little setup. I swear to God, it is nice.
How to get it figured out.
Hey, and we're starting clear, so we can get right to business.
Right.
Dave got me on a time crunch. I understand. Dave is still at work. Dave, where do you work?
Yeah, don't even worry about that. We don't need to touch on that today. They ain't paying us to do it, so I'll do that when they pay us money to do it.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I
Fair
don't do
enough.
free.
All right, Dave. I know we're tight today, so we'll go ahead and get through it quick. But I guess we'll start around the world in sports. Some crazy soccer news. Alex Morgan retired officially. She retires as one of the most decorated soccer athletes from our country in history. One gold
That's
medal,
true.
2 World Cups.
Yep.
What do you think? What do you think about her career, Dave?
You know what? I would think a lot more of it. It ended like 2 years ago. She was a big
So
reason.
you're
She was a big reason that the U.S. did not win that last World Cup.
you
All due
think
respect,
so? You
one of the
think
best
so?
ever. Yes, it was time for the new people.
I
Also,
see.
the
I
coaching. The
still.
coaching was.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's
I'm not letting
let's.
him off the hook at
I
all. That a
think
lot of
it's
that was
more.
him.
I think it's more him than like Morgan or even Rapinoe. The little bit she was out there, I think the coaching was atrocious. But a better coach wouldn't have had them out there.
Mm. I will say that, especially with regards to our women, we give our women a long send off because like Mia Hamm and let me think of some of the other ones. Oh man, like
But the difference,
Kristen Press got hurt and
but the
disappeared.
difference now is that you have other people coming up. You've
Yeah,
built up such a powerhouse program, even though there are flaws all up and down the system, that there are young women ready to come on. And this
yeah.
last World Cup, there were women ready that weren't
I mean,
seeing the field.
girls 19 years old, not even playing a minute. Like, yeah, they could be all right in the next cycle for sure.
They certainly should be. I mean, they have a good base to build on.
Yeah, yeah. What's going on, Roman? Roman, how did you think about the Chiefs Niners game? We're gonna be talking that in a minute. Chiefs Niners. Jesus Christ,
But
Dave.
you're
Dave,
so
like
back to the
seriously,
Super Bowl.
seriously, seriously.
I mean, somebody might
Chiefs
have thoughts on that.
Ravens. Oh man. So you got some thoughts on that. But switching gears over to baseball briefly, Dave, your Giants signed Matt Chapman,
I was
5 year
shocked.
extension,
They
151. How do you
hate
feel? Do
spending
you
money.
think it's a
They
good
hate
deal?
spending money. It was a shocker. I can't
Yeah,
believe it. Now, I mean, listen, it doesn't matter. The Dodgers bring MVPs back to back to back.
yeah.
I saw them all hit home runs the other day. Made me want to throw up. It's all terrible. I hate
Yeah.
everything about it. Nothing is
You
good.
you you
Baseball is a flawed sport.
you hate that they're trying to win, Dave.
I hate that they're trying to win. Yes, everybody else is allowed to try to win. I don't want the Dodgers to try to win. I like them to try to
Oh, the
go
Dodgers, the
go back
Dodgers.
to '88.
I
Oh
uh
no, the
I saw. Speaking of
Giants,
the Dodgers, I
they should have
saw
spent this money before.
yeah.
The Giants have always had the money. I don't get this. Matt Chapman, I mean, he's a good player. I like that they signed him. I mean, they've got the money, but they've let free agents not happen. They let other people walk. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your
And now
your team is
Otani
your
leads the
team.
National League in steals too. So I mean, what are we even
Well,
doing here?
I'll say this. Your team's a lot like mine in that they're a big market club that acts like we're the Tampa Bay Rays. It's weird. I
Are you
never
talking about the
understand it.
Nationals?
talking about my Cubs. Don't look. As I've got my Cubs shirt on right now. Don't play games. But yeah, no. Roman is a Steelers fan. He was talking about last night's game. He said he's happy with the outcome because he's a Steelers
Well,
fan and the Ravens took a loss.
I think what they should be even more happy about is Lamar was out there taking those hits. They were trying to win that game.
They were that was too many hits. Those too many
It's not
hits.
sustainable. You can't
Better. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm looking at in his background. There he is. He's blanking again.
that was
You were stuck
I'm still
buffering.
fine.
You said just it's not sustainable
Can't
with regards to Lamar.
can't be. He's
Yeah.
been hurt before. He'll get hurt again if he has to run like this.
You can't listen, you can't lose weight and then take more hits.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. You can be faster, but you
This
can't
is
take
more
more
hits
hits.
than I'm used to him taking. He usually
Yeah.
is better at avoiding hits.
Yeah, yeah, he was getting hit. I will say I know that we'll kind of get into it a little bit later on as well. I guess we could talk about it now. My biggest takeaway was if they can figure out how to really engage Derrick Henry because they really didn't. They were using him as a decoy a lot last night. He blew my ticket. Sorry for those of you that took Derrick Henry 63 over. But if they figure that out, Lamar becomes literally unguardable. Truthfully.
That's what I was expecting, especially early in the season. I don't know why you don't ride Henry more. Made no sense to me personally. I mean, listen, they're all way smarter about football than I am, but I
Yeah.
would have thought you really tried to, especially seeing that first drive, him having those plays. You could have him going downhill, and then you could run some sprint stuff to the outside with Lamar. Plus, you
Yep.
have Zay Flowers out there and your two tight ends. I thought they were well set up, but they didn't seem comfortable to use Henry yet, and I don't really understand the reason for that.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell that this is why, not playing in the preseason, it does have some bearing out because there's only so much live bullets you really can get in practice. They don't count. So you really don't know what you're looking at, you know what I mean, until you see it with regards to another team, another jersey out there. But yeah, I mean, I guess my biggest thing, we talked about this on some of our other stuff when we kind of previewed the season. Um, Xavier Worthy,
Oh,
he unlocks
oh
the
my god!
Chiefs. He
Oh my
brings the
god!
Chiefs back to who they were and who Andy Reid is, which is a downfield guy who
And
will take advantage of underneath if you're giving it, and they become very, very scary.
and
They already were
and
scary enough.
and who traded them the pick that got Worthy, Josh?
Oh, what do you mean? Of course,
The
I
Bills
said it when it
did.
happened.
Listen, I'm still happy with Keon Coleman, so I'm not gonna take back everything I've said. However, don't give it to them.
Yeah,
I didn't want
Keon Coleman's great.
I didn't
He's
want
great, but don't
I
don't make
didn't
that
want
trade.
Worthy, but I didn't want them to have
Yeah,
Worthy.
100%.
So it's like I
More than 7 and 10. They were acting like they were. It was crazy. Dave, you were saying basically just don't give Xavier Worthy to the one team that will utilize him well.
don't give him anybody to them. I don't understand giving him anything. And now
Yeah.
eventually you're going to have Rice.
So it looks at least it's clear. It's not as fogged up as it was before. Okay, you said eventually they're going to have Rice, and then who
Rice
else?
and Rice, Worthy, and Hollywood Brown.
And you still got to remember you got Mecole Hardman out there. Still got Travis Kelce. You still have Pacheco,
Pacheco
who's running all those
is the
underneath
worry,
routes.
but
Do you know what I'm saying?
Kelsey
Like,
Kelsey not
bro,
until January. Even though Kelsey had a good
fair,
game
fair,
yesterday.
fair. He's chilling. He chill. Like, but look, but see the thing I will say though is now they still won't be in dogfights even if they rest him, because now we're back to we have other options versus last year was like save us Travis Kelsey and Travis like man I'm chilling till it gets cold.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he's still terrifying.
100%. That one where Pat got chased out and got flushed right and threw it 30 yards downfield on third down. I was like, wow, this isn't right. This
But
isn't right.
you also have to remember part of the thing that makes it the most terrifying. They're clearly not even calling plays with the two of them anymore. Travis just gets open.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the move he put on with somebody that wasn't part of a play. That's just
No,
I know
not at
if I
all.
do this fake right
Before we move into NFL really heavy. Um, so before we get into NFL too heavy, Dave, the U.S. Open, Francis Tiafoe versus Taylor Fritz. We got an All American semi. It sucks that they were all on one side of the table versus on the women's side we had both sides have an opportunity. We got one woman through to the final. Who do you
Phil's
want to
royalty,
win?
Jessica Pegula.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But who do you want to win versus who do
Tiafo,
you
get
think
out of
has the
here.
best? Tiafo.
I don't want to hear anything else. I love Tiafo.
Okay. All right. Tiafo's from my area. He's from Maryland.
Really?
Yep.
Is he a Cubs
Yep.
fan too?
I don't know. It is what it is. You know my reason for Cub fandom. That's horrible. Don't you start that today, Mr. San Francisco 49, San Francisco Giants. Anyway,
Not 49ers.
not the Niners. Definitely not the Niners. That was another person. But yeah, Jessica Pegula is facing off against Arena Sabalenka. Uh, Hopefully she's got a shot. It's the 6 seed versus the 2. This is her first opportunity to get a slam. You got to make the most of it. You know what I mean? Especially when Iga and some of the other girls are out. You got to make the most of your opportunities to get those titles.
Well, especially since she's 30. I mean, this is it. She has to
Yeah.
get, if she's getting one, she's getting it this time.
Yeah.
I don't think she's
Yeah.
getting it another final.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, switching back over to the NFL. We'll go a little bit over tonight's matchup: Eagles versus Packers. What are you most excited to see in this game, Dave?
I'm most excited to see everybody get home safely because it's ridiculous that they're playing there. You have two teams wearing green that can't wear green. You can't leave your hotel. You can't bring your family. What are we doing? Do they have to take every check? Everyone? Really? You don't need every check. Don't do this.
Hey, look, I'll say this. As a man that has gone to Brazil, rented a car in Brazil, which everyone thought was insane, had a great time, didn't get robbed, but a member of the friends group did on the beach. Um, I can tell you, listen, it's a great time. Just don't be out there. Look, you just can't be out there being an NFL player, wearing your chains, being reckless. You know what I'm saying? Like if you stay with the group, you
But
should
you
be
can't be out there
okay.
living your life, is what you're saying. Realistically, you can't
No,
do
just
what you
just
want to do.
listen. Look, you remember when we were young
You
and
sound
you would go to new
like
places,
JD
maybe like,
Vance making travel arrangements right now. You're telling people what they can and can't do with themselves. Get out of
hey,
here.
be smart. Look, if I'm traveling to Russia, I'm not gonna be out here trying to be extra American. I'm gonna try to blend in as best I can, dude. Just is what it is. Let's travel 101. What do you want from me right now?
I just think it's terrible. I hate it. It's and the fact that you said two teams that wear green primarily, and they
Yeah.
can't wear green.
Why can't they wear green?
It's a organized crime gang thing down there. So you'll probably be seeing
That
all black.
now that Dave, I did not know. That is
That's a real
unnecessary.
thing.
That's a mistake.
You'll probably be seeing the all black uniforms against the all white uniforms
Oh,
tonight.
so that's why they're wearing black.
Yeah.
Oh,
And why do you
okay.
think they created those all white uniforms for the first time ever?
Yeah, for the Packers. The
Yeah.
Packers like rarely all wear, except when they did it a couple times with Rodgers with the color rush. But you're right, they don't do it often. I was wondering why they were wearing black. I was like, what are you doing? What are we doing with this black? Oh, that's weird. Oh, that was dumb. If we were gonna do it, put better teams or put different teams.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I think one thing that so I'm most excited, honestly, to see what this new look Eagles offense looks like, and also to see what the Packers were 2 games away from getting to the Super Bowl under a new quarterback. You know what I mean? He's new, but had been in the system. I'm excited to see if they're able to take the next step with Matt LaFleur still leading the charge. So that's truthfully what I'm most excited to see. I think as far as the Eagles are concerned, I'm interested to see how that offensive line plays with losing, Hall of Famer Jason
That,
Kelsey.
that's going to be
That's
the
the
big issue. I think that's a bigger issue than people are ready to say. Number one, because some people are like, oh, you plug in, you move a guard to center, you do this and that. Kelsey ran that team. He was more important than other centers. My big
Yep.
thing is I kind of want the Eagles to do just well enough to keep Sirianni because I think he's trash, and I'm not the biggest fan of the Eagles overall. So I would
Okay.
kind of like to see him keep his job because if you get a real coach in there with that talent,
Yeah.
you get like a
It's
Mike Vrabel
it's
in there,
it's
you can
honestly
shut it
like
down.
Chip Kelly. It's honestly like Chip Kelly. When Chip Kelly destroyed the team, you were like, "Thank you." Like, what are you doing? You give away LaShawn McCoy, you give away Deshaun Jackson, like you give away these players that actually are players. They're all pros and Pro Bowlers, and it helped destroy the team. You're right, definitely. But like, I think honestly, short of a 12-win season, he might start. They might start having the murmurs. I think a little
Well, I
bit.
mean, we've already seen all the stories. We know there's problems, so we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Who you got for this game tonight?
I'm gonna go heart side for all the people I know, especially my dad as a Packers fan. I'm gonna take Green Bay by the slimmest of margins, but I don't feel comfortable with that. I think it's a close game either way.
I think I think it's the offensive line. When I saw the Eagles, granted, obviously it's preseason, but I went to the final preseason game in Philly, and that's a team where they got absolutely abused by the Vikings, and the Eagles still had players that were trying to make the team, and they looked uninspired. They looked disorganized. Protection, play calling was just abysmal.
But it's still tough to
So
go off of that in preseason, though. I don't know how much that weight that'll carry.
you
Thought Lane Johnson was out
you don't
there.
want to put too much weight into it, but just little things, I guess. Little things. You still want them to look competent, and they were not even looking competent. They lost
I get
like
that.
26-3. Yeah, I mean it was 20. It was bad. It wasn't even like, oh, a couple plays here or there. Like, no, they got blown up. So I'm going with the Packers. I think they pick up where they left off last season. I think the Packers. I've said before, the Packers are actually my Super Bowl pick out of the conference. So we're gonna see. I think it starts here.
See, my Super Bowl pick
Uh,
out of your conference is in the same division.
who's you got the Lions?
I do. I think it's
Okay,
time.
okay. Yeah. I would be ecstatic, but I would be really sad if it was Lions Chiefs like it was supposed to be last year because I'm cheering for greatness. I'm cheering for three-peat at that point. It's gonna be very, very uncomfortable cheering against the Lions.
Nah, I know
So
enough Lions fans. Shout out my boy DJ.
yeah,
I gotta pull for the Lions.
I probably would too, but it's like, man, that don't put me. That's a Sophie's choice, as Dave would say. That's a tough one. That's definitely a tough one. Switching gears over to Sunday Night Football, the 49ers versus the Jets.
Ooh, that's
My
Monday.
first
That's
question
Monday. Monday.
is that Monday?
That's Monday
It came up
night.
to Sunday Night Football on Monday. All right, Monday Night
Trust me,
Football.
it's Monday.
Who's the Sunday night game?
Uh,
That's the Rams
yeah,
Lions?
Rams Lions is Sunday.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Stafford homecoming.
Part deux, I guess. Um, Well, look, I guess in that game, I think. I mean, honestly, the Lions, they come out gangbusters. They beat the Chiefs last year, week one. I think that Dan Campbell, he's ready to make a statement. They're going to have to get used to being the hunted, but I think they're starting to kind of turn the page.
It's a good tough test though at the beginning because I think the Rams are going to be a good team this year,
Yep.
and McVay's a great coach, and I'll have him ready. So
Yep.
I think
For sure.
these primetime games are fantastic to start the season.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
But
Because
notice for the first time we don't have your team or the Giants or Dallas in any of them. We got 4 primetime games, and y'all are nowhere near the
I
rest of the
mean, the
NFC East is
Eagles.
nowhere
The
to be
Eagles are
found.
all we've got, but who likes the Eagles?
Terrible people.
Uh, so Monday Night Football then, Niners versus Jets. How good could the Jets really be, Dave, with a healthy Aaron Rodgers, do you think?
I am very worried about them this year because they're loaded. Now, that worry, I remember one thing. One, we haven't seen Aaron Rodgers in basically 2 years,
Yeah. Yeah.
at least. Um, and he hasn't been good since the year before that. So
Yep. That's
it's a
fair.
possibility. I also still have Saleh still their coach, Nathaniel Hackett's still their offensive coordinator. So I'm not terrified. However, if they had more competent coaching, I'd be more mortified because that roster is stacked. They are so
That
loaded.
that's actually the you know what I forgot about that Aaron Rodgers was coming off a down year even before he went to New York last year. I will say this is my only thing. The Jets have been like at the door for playoffs with nothing at
Yeah.
quarterback. So if they
I mean,
even
you have
had,
to look at last
you know what I
year.
mean,
They had 7
it
wins with Zach Wilson
with literally
and
me and you under
worse.
center. You know what I'm saying?
They had the worst
So
quarterback situation in the league last year.
yeah, so for them to even have competent quarterback play, not even elite Aaron Rodgers, but like let's go a tier above Baker Mayfield level of
But even
quarterback play.
listen, when we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, it is on a curve. The bad year we're talking about for him wasn't that bad.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It would
Yeah.
be most
It's
other people's best year, just
yeah,
down for Aaron Rodgers.
100%.
But I mean, at a certain
100%.
point, you turn 40 something years old.
Yeah,
It happens. So I mean, he can't be what he was forever.
yeah,
Maybe he comes in and tears it up. I hope he doesn't, but
yeah. Yeah, that one's we're gonna see. We're definitely gonna see. And then how they protect him. I think on the other side of the ball, on the Niners side, I'm interested to see how the Brandon Ayuk saga and Trent Williams saga
I think
has
none of
has
those mean
kind of.
anything.
You don't think it means
We
anything?
know those deals were. Look at how those deals happened. Trent Williams didn't feel like going to training camp, nor should he. He's Trent Williams. He's a Hall of Famer
That-
already. He doesn't
That's
need a
fair.
snap of training camp. He'll walk in and be the best tackle in the league. And
He
Ayuk,
but he hasn't returned though, right?
he's back.
When did that happen?
Yeah, he came back the other day. They're
Oh, like
finalizing the
yesterday.
deal. Yeah, deal's done.
Oh, he got a deal. See, I haven't seen
Yeah,
a deal come across
no,
yet.
that was all smoke and mirrors. Ayuk,
Oh,
hold on. Now
okay,
you notice
okay,
that
okay.
Ayuk went through the whole thing, the whole hold in, and magically took the same deal that was sitting on the table for months. 49ers called his bluff. He knew it. And even he's come out and said that, yeah, this probably could have gone better. But everybody thought he was
He
going to
should have
be
just came
there.
to my team. He should have just came to my team.
Yeah, but your team
Uh,
wasn't going to give. The point
yeah,
was,
no, we weren't about to give
40,
up a whole bunch of picks and plus people. But I will say,
well,
if
it
we would
was
have traded
picks and
Jahan Dotson there,
receivers.
if we would have traded Jahan Dotson there with like a third or second round pick, I wouldn't have had any problem with that.
I know
That
that,
I would have
but
been okay with.
49ers weren't taking that pick. If 49ers were looking for, like, they were trying Ayuk, they were going to come for Terry McLaurin. They weren't coming for Jahan Dotson.
That wasn't
And that
happening.
was the
That
and
wasn't happening.
49ers played it smart. They're like, listen, we want picks and we want a receiver. And when they said receiver, they mean a starting receiver that we can put out there
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
So they
Not a guy
just
that we have to figure
they
out.
called the
Yeah.
bluff. It is what it is. He got his money. He got the same money he could have gotten weeks beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they'll be
What
fine. I'm more worried about Christian McCaffrey's injury because they were pretty healthy last year, and you have some guys who have not had a history of health. McCaffrey being
hmm
one of them. and now you're coming into a season McCaffrey's already hurt. So that's where I would worry.
That's a bigger worry than I think people are giving it. Who you got in this game?
San Francisco. I'm going to take it down to both teams are loaded on offense. Both teams have great players on defense. So I'll just go to the coaching matchup, and I think that speaks for itself.
That's actually very fair. Dang. Uh, I was definitely going Jets, but now you gave me a little bit more pause thinking about the coaching.
Well, and
I'm
and
gonna
one
still
thing to add to that coaching matchup is a lot of their players and everybody around the team, they're really talking up Staley's addition to their coaching staff. So where he might not have been a good head coach, but even some of their players, they flat out said, now it feels like we have a Kyle on offense and a Kyle on defense. That can't be overstated.
No. I thought they kept what's his name, the old coach from the Panthers.
Wilkes?
Yeah,
No, that didn't go well. No, they
yeah,
left
no.
him hanging out to
But
dry.
Wilkes got fired. He got ran out of there.
Yeah, they left him hanging out to dry on that one.
Oh, I didn't realize they had Brandon Staley. Oh, that is a big deal because he was a very good coordinator. He wasn't a very good leader of men in terms of a coach.
No,
but he was a great coordinator.
But
yeah,
some guys aren't good. Look at Steve Spagnuolo.
Yep.
Steve Spagnuolo's got 4 rings at his DC.
4 of them.
Yeah. Shooting for 5.
And he ain't going nowhere. He like, yeah, Andy, I'm gonna ride this to the end with you, no problem.
Listen, if you play it like that, look at like a Buddy Ryan. You can go to Hall of Fame being an assistant coach.
Straight up, literally, just be an elite.
Real nice.
Yeah. Nobody's looking to fire you so quick. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, especially when you have a rep like him on defense. He's untouchable now. He can get fired.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can pull this up. Since Dave was rushing me on the situation.
Sorry, I had to.
Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Okay. This will pull up. Oh, okay. We're gonna be good, Dave. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Give me 1 sec. Let me pull this up, and then we will get to our picks for each game. I know I also had down. Let me see. Who do you think has the better rookie season, Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams?
Caleb, because of the talent around him.
Yep.
He has more weapons around him. And my only worry with Jaden Daniels is he's so slim. But the thing is, we disagree greatly in this. I'm a Caleb believer. I think Caleb is a star. I know you don't feel that way.
No. It's not so much that I don't feel he's a star. I think he's going to be very good, and he's been put in a situation like, okay, put it this way. Everyone always gets on Brock Purdy because he's surrounded by such talent that he doesn't have to do that much. Well, imagine putting a good quarterback in a situation where the Niners are there. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine putting Tom Brady on the Niners right now. Even though he's older, it still would look like, Jesus Christ, the Niners are really scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Caleb Williams going and like that also was the frustrating part, was because like you had 3 years of Justin Fields to do this. We didn't do this once. He was hung out to dry, but now all of a sudden we figure it out and start making things happen.
Wouldn't you say, though, if Justin Fields was that good, he could beat out Russell Wilson at this point in his career? We have no evidence that Justin Fields is a good NFL quarterback. Not one shred of it.
Not a consistently good one. I feel like he's been solid.
We know he's dangerous running, but we have no evidence at the NFL level that he can pass the ball.
Yeah, not consistently. Not beating everybody.
With the exception of C.J. Stroud, there's never been a good Ohio State quarterback anyway. So look down the list of history. There ain't one good one. Not once. C.J. Stroud is already the best Ohio State quarterback in the history of the NFL. After one season.
I'll get back to you on that.
What are you going to hit me with, Arch Schleister? Get out of here.
Just randomly pulling out Arch Schleister.
I mean, I can keep going.
Who are you is all I need to know. That's out of hand. Oh, my God. All right, up first, your game, Cardinals, Bills, at home. Bills minus 6.5 at home, starting us off. What do you think? You think they cover the spread?
No, I think Cardinals lose, but Bills don't cover. They're going to get a backdoor like late score that doesn't quite mean anything.
Okay, all right.
Cardinals are something to worry about too. Marvin Harrison's a stud.
And your secondary is a little bit questionable.
They're different. Well,
Yeah,
Rasul Douglas is a stud though. I feel good with that one.
yeah. But Tre'Davious is still he's banged up.
He's gone. Tre'Davious White's gone.
Tre'Davious is gone. Where is he at? Is he on a
He's
team?
out. Doesn't matter where
Bro, like
he's at. He's not in the Buffalo Bill
my,
anymore. Who cares?
my team needs to pick some of these people up. Between him or Caleb Fairley, I need to see some movement. I've got the Bills. I actually will take them covering. I don't think the Cardinals usually don't get rolling until middle of the season, like where they look decent.
I'm worried about the new look Bills, but we'll see. But I think their offense is going to be better than expected. It's just for me, it's the loss of Milano already, heartbreaker.
Yeah. Patriots at the Bengals. Bengals minus 7.5. Who you got?
I don't care how hurt Joe Burrow is. I don't care that Jamar Chase hasn't practiced for a second. That Patriots team is trash. You couldn't put this line high enough. The fact that it's not double digits is insane to me. They must really worry about Joe Burrow's wrist.
They're yeah. I got them covering. I think the Bengals take care of that one. Vikings at the Giants. Vikings are minus 1.5 favorites on the road. You think they win it outright?
I think both of these are two teams in the running to be the worst team in the league. I'm not going to take this Vikings team with Sam Darnold on the road.
Wow.
I'll take the Giants plus 1.5.
And as you say that might be music or screams to the ears of Nick Diaz, who just tuned in. He's a Giants fan. No, I think the Giants are really bad. I think their defense is solid, but offensively, they've got issues, especially in terms of running the ball. If you can't run the ball, and then you have to ask, what's his? Why am I blanking on the child's name? What's the quarterback? Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
You have to ask Daniel Jones to drop back 30 times a game.
Listen,
that's not a recipe.
I learned something the last 2 days. Daniel Jones, as bad as he is a football player, he went up in my estimation when he pulled Kay Adams. He's a winner in my book. I don't care how bad he is on the field. Good job, Daniel.
Oh my
Jones.
God. All right, Titans, Bears. Caleb Williams' first test at home, 3.5 favorite in Chicago. Who you got?
Bears. Titans, I think, are actual trash. Another runner for the worst team in the league.
Yeah. Titans have no identity, no quarterback, no running back anymore. Yeah, they're in trouble.
Lost Vrabel. Lost
Vrabel. Yeah, that's still that didn't sit right with me when it happened. In division matchup, Panthers versus Saints. Saints minus 4 favorites on the at home. Who you got?
I don't really like either of these teams because I don't like Carr. I think Dennis Allen's a bad coach. But the Panthers are trash, and Bryce Young is, that trade could go down. Caleb becomes what I think he could become. That trade's going to go down in history. That is possibly the worst trade. I mean, we may be talking like Herschel Walker trade.
Stuff. Yes, I was like, say Herschel, say it, Dave. Good job. That's definitely creeping into Herschel Walker territory.
Walker was a good player.
Yeah. Just wasn't Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and a whole host of others
that they got for that.
Yeah. Wasn't that good, but he was definitely Hall of Fame level.
Good enough.
Right. I got the Saints at home in that matchup. Steelers at Falcons. Falcons minus 3.5 favorites at home. Who you got in this one?
Oh, give me that Steelers defense against Kirk Cousins all day, every day.
Yep.
That Steelers defense is good. I think their offense, the one thing Russell Wilson can do for you is just enough to not screw up what that defense gives him.
Yeah, look, and I'll say this, Russell Wilson with a great defense has been a very good quarterback. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to lose a whole lot of games. He might not win a whole lot of games right now, but as long as he's serviceable, back to us talking about with the Jets, I mean, they haven't had serviceable quarterback play in a long time. So if either of those guys is serviceable, they could be at least in contention in that division.
And notice how that team is so set together with that organization. You haven't heard anything about Russell Wilson this offseason. None of him talking, none of Ciara talking. Nobody's talking. He sure as
Yep.
hell wasn't getting an office in the facility. He wasn't getting anything.
There's been no noise, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Jags at Dolphins. Dolphins -3.5. It's warm. It's sunny. Dolphins are about to go to work.
Yeah.
What do you think?
But I think this Jags team is good and better than people think. I think that kid Thomas that they got out of LSU is going to be a stud.
Mm.
I was praying for him to keep falling in the draft, but I knew he wasn't going to fall far enough for the Bills. But he fell pretty far. Um, it's too early for the Dolphins to lose right now, but at -3.5 is kind of a worry because their defense, I don't think, especially losing Christian Wilkins, I don't think
Yeah.
that defense is going to stop Jacksonville either. If Jacksonville has anything left, I'll still take the Dolphins, but that 3.5, I think we might be sweating it a little bit. I think we might have a little bit of a high scoring affair there.
Okay. Maybe they win. Maybe take that one money line. They win, but they win by 3.
Well,
Maybe.
but the thing is, it could be a close game and they win by 7. That's what I'm betting on. Is it'll be high scoring enough, but I think
Yeah.
you might be going back and forth.
Yep. Yep. Texans at the Colts. Texans are -3 favorites on the road. Who you got in that one?
I'll take the Texans. I think people may need to settle down a little bit. You do know the Texans played at except for their primetime games, they played at the same time, every game, every week against the last place schedule. Now they have a first place schedule. Their schedule is very different this year. So some people are making like Super Bowl picks. I'm not ready to go that far with them, but I think they're better than the Colts are right now. So a 3-point win, I could see that because I don't believe in Anthony Richardson yet. I don't know what he is.
Okay. Okay.
I see a
Uh,
lot of
I'm
early Josh Allen.
okay. Okay. I'm actually gonna go with the Colts to not only cover but to win. You same thing with those Jets as we keep as I keep bringing up. They were another one of those right on the bubble playoff teams with nothing at quarterback play, and their defense is pretty solid. And I think that the Texans are going to have to get used to, just like the Lions, being hunted and people expecting them to win
Yeah.
versus just, oh, we're here, we're going to do our best. It's going to be interesting. Year 2 is always a little bit interesting when you have that flash in the pan year. They're playing a first place schedule this time, so we'll see how
It's
it
going to be
goes.
different. They have a lot more eyes on them, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Up next, another divisional matchup. The Raiders go on the road, kind of, I guess, to LA, to the Chargers. Chargers -3 favorites at home. Jim Harbaugh's debut in the division and back in the NFL.
Oh, Chargers all day. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. That's who. There's no way I'm saying no to Jim Harbaugh in his first game, especially not against the Raiders. Raiders are trash. Their quarterback situation, they have the worst quarterback in the league.
Man,
Probably.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's close.
Gardner is many things, but he is serviceable. He's not gonna
He's
do all
serviceable.
he's
Fantastic,
serviceable.
fantastic backup. He ain't who you want
Yeah,
starting. At least
yeah,
people
that's right.
were
That's right.
smart enough to not start Aiden O'Connell. That is not an NFL quarterback. Raiders fans are delusional as usual.
Oh man, I'm actually gonna take the Raiders. I think the Chargers
My
lost a
soul will
lot
never
on
let me do that.
offense.
They
I
did,
know, I know.
but we got
They
Harbaugh
bro, they lost
and
everything.
Roman.
They lost all their receivers and they lost their running back.
Receivers are
Like
always hurt anyway.
they
It's all right. Don't you
we
worry
gonna
about it.
see.
Don't you
We
worry
gonna
about
see
it.
who's got it better, one or the other.
And
uh,
listen, don't sleep on Jesse Minter, their new defensive coordinator, the guy he brought from Michigan.
okay,
He is a star. That defense
in the
will
making.
be better.
Okay,
Bringing him back with Greg Roman, that offense will grind you down. It's going to be the best offense Herbert's played in, that's for sure. Even without the
okay,
better players, but the offense will have a system, and it will make sense.
okay. All right. Up next, the Broncos versus the Seahawks. Seahawks are -6 favorites at home. That one's pretty easy. I don't know if they cover the 6, but I don't think they lose to the Broncos.
Uh, I'll take I'll take the 6 because I was going to say like, man, that noise with the rookie quarterback and Bo Nix, but I mean, Bo Nix was like an 8th-year senior who played in every loud stadium that there is, so I don't think the
Yeah.
noise is going to bother him. I just don't think Bo Nix is very good. And I think McDonald's going to be an upgrade in coaching over what Pete Carroll was over the last stretch. I hate to say it because 6 is a lot of points for this game, but I don't think that Broncos team for the most part is that good. I'll take the 6 points.
Okay. All right. Cowboys go on the road to Cleveland. Cleveland minus 2.5 favorites at home. Who you got in this one?
Oh man, it's tough to bet on the nasty man, but I'll take the Browns. That might just be
Yep.
Cowboy hate, by the way.
You
But I
know,
think their
you
defense
know
is
what?
stellar.
I'll say this. I'll say this. Even as a Cowboy hater, I can say when they're a good team. I don't know if they're a great team right now.
No, look at that
They
running
have
situation,
the
and this
running
would be the
back.
worst. This is going to be the worst offensive line that Dak has ever
Yep.
had because
Yep.
he always had
And
line.
so the O line's a little bit in tatters, and then we have to see what the running game looks like, and then it's really just CeeDee Lamb by himself. So it's like I don't know what you have at all, on offense, and the offense has really been their calling card. But then you switch gears and say, okay, well, what made that defense so great? Dan Quinn and then Joe Witt coaching up the corners. Well, both of those guys are gone now in DC.
Right.
We don't, and then like, how are they going to use Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons going to be used differently now. Like, there's a lot that still has to be
And
untangled
he
before you
hasn't
can.
exactly been thrilled about losing. Any word I've heard from him is not that he's exactly thrilled about the replacement for Dan Quinn either.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
knew that Dan Quinn knew how to use him. I'm not sure if he feels that way right now.
yeah. So we'll see. I mean, the Browns. Look, Deshaun Watson. At some point, you have to do something. I can't say that you're going to earn your money, but at least earn some of it. Like, don't just be cashing the
It's a
checks.
horrendous trade. I mean, listen, there's no way to
Yeah,
massage that situation.
that's getting clipped. I just need you to know that that's getting
I was just
clipped.
trying to
I
get a
will
feel
make
for
sure
it.
to time code that
Just
one.
trying to
All
get a
right.
feel for it, okay?
Just trying to get a feel for this. I hate you so
Try to
much. All
forget my
right.
stroke I had in this podcast.
My Commanders, my Redskins go on the road to face off against the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are minus 3.5 favorites at home. I have to take my team. It just is what it is. Um, and I still don't know exactly what our offense is right now.
Josh,
I know that
I'm going to tell you something. I think your team's kind of good.
we'll see.
I think
We'll see.
you're kind of good. As long as Jaden Daniels is healthy,
Yeah.
the upgrade is huge. The upgrade from Ron Rivera cannot be overstated.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think
In the Bucks have been slow starters. I saw a stat the Bucks gave up. They had a good defense, but they gave up like top 5 level in big plays. And then they also had the I think the second most quarterback touchdowns given up. So those two things do bear at least to some strengths on our side of the ball.
well, they
Um,
also lose their what some people consider a star in the making with their coordinator Canales is gone.
yeah.
So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The offensive coordinator.
I think 3.5 seems like a lot of points for this game. I know the difference between 3 and 3.5 sometimes is huge. I feel like 3, I'd feel more comfortable saying Tampa. 3.5, I'd take Washington with 3.5.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and that's it. We covered everything. We already talked about the Lions. We already talked about the Jets, Niners. So that's good. And I know you got to get back to it. I told you I'd
I'm
get you
done
out of here before
with it
2.
now. I'm done with everything now. Forget it. It's time to cheer on
Well,
Tiafoe tonight.
there it is. There it is. There it is. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for staying with us. I'll make sure, of course, to get some new clips up, get some more of Dave and a little bit of myself, even though, Dave, I'm sorry. It might be another week before I
Oh
can do
boy,
something with this and braid it. It's
I
this,
didn't want
this
to
the
say it. I
struggle
thought
period.
maybe you were trying to grow it out. I wasn't gonna say anything.
I'm growing it out to get it braided. I'm gonna braid the top and fade the sides. It's gonna be
Well,
nice. You'll see.
you got a little time before it's
No,
braided
no,
then.
it's
You're not quite.
not. It's not plucked out to its full glory at this point. We'll see.
Man, you're gonna have somebody gonna have to rip half your scalp out to braid that right now.
No, it's not growing like it used
You
to.
are
Like I
not. You
literally
are
had it
not.
braided in a month.
buddy, you are not at braiding capabilities. You're not there yet. Nobody has that level of talent.
I hate you. I'll see you later, Dave. Thank you guys
All
for
right.
tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Oh my God.